Hey guys, it's Russell back, and on today's video we're going to be continuing our Amazon Soap Fest series, and we're going to be testing Nanoskin Wash and Shine Shampoo Cherry Suds. Who can't like a shampoo like this? Again, as I've said time and time again, I have never used this shampoo. I don't know how it's going to perform. Reading the label, it's pretty much like most of the other shampoos. The dilution ratio is 1 ounce per gallon. It says it won't strip or harm your wax. Rinses clean, blah, blah, blah. This is, I don't know, it's weird. It's like almost all the soap companies either got together and decided to keep the labels similar. I don't know. Maybe it's just value soap. But anyway, we're going to be using our MTM submachine gun style foamer for the foam portion of the test. We'll be using 2 ounces of our cherry suds and 10 ounces of warm water. Then we'll be switching to our bucket test, where we'll use 3 ounces of the cherry suds and 3 gallons of water to test the foamage and how it produces and performs as a hand wash. It's probably about, I don't know, 62 degrees outside. It's pretty sunny. I have maybe an hour's worth of light left, so the car really needs to be washed. It's gone through a couple rainstorms, so hopefully this will give us a good test. Anyway, you know what? I'm blabbing enough. Let's go outside and get this test done. There's a little bit of sap on the car this time. All right, I've got 2 ounces of our Nanoskin and 10 ounces of warm water. Let's see how this foams. Alright, so it looks like we've got some very small cell foam structures. It is quite a bit runny, but it goes on pretty thick. There doesn't feel to be much lubrication at all in here. It is running, but as you can see, it's kind of almost like 2 layers. It's like the top layer is a little thinner than the bottom. It's weird how the striations are in the way it lays, but we'll let this sit here for about 6 minutes and see what's left. All right, here we are 6 minutes later, and I'm gonna say there's about 85% left on the hood and windshield and top, and probably about 45% left or so on the side. This is the sun side. There's really not any wind out, but I'm going to go ahead and we'll rinse this off and see if it removes the non-bonded contaminants and also if it does any damage to our Adams paint sealant. Alright, so it looks like it did not remove any of our paint sealant, which is very good. It does look like it did a good job on the non-bonded contaminants. Okay, so as a foam, I'm going to give this a 7. It's a good decent foam. It's better than middle of the road. Not super great, but didn't do quite as well on the wheels as I thought it would, but most of that is bonded contaminants. So I'm going to give this a 7 and as a foam. I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up to test what kind of foamage we get out of this car soap in a hand bucket, and then we'll see how it operates as a wash. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and do our bucket foam test here. The Nanoskin has a, as you would expect, has a fairly good cherry scent. It's, I'm going to say medium viscosity. So let me go ahead and put 3 in there. It is a very intense magenta, almost purple red color. And as we would expect with a car soap that is mildly or highly viscous, it's going to sit on the bottom until we agitate it with our pressure washer. But just mixing it up a little bit with our hand here, don't really denote any slickness in the water yet. So let's go ahead and agitate with the pressure washer and then see what kind of foamage we get. Okay, so just looking at the foam as it sits in the bucket, it seems to be very stable. I don't see any of the smaller bubbles breaking up. You will see some of the larger and mid-sized bubbles break up, but it's a pretty thick foam. Looks like it's fairly dense. There's a little bit of slickness in the water, which is good. Not as much as I would have hoped for, but there is some, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my 4 wash mitts, and we'll go ahead and see how this performs in a hand wash. Alright guys, so I want to go ahead and give you my final thoughts on the Nanoskin car soap that we just tested. I think it did a really nice job as a hand wash. It removed the bonded contaminants as we would expect. It does have some decent slickness to it. Not as much as I thought it was going to have, but you know, sometimes appearances of what they talk about on the label is a little different than what actually happens. But anyway, I'm going to give it a solid 7. So I'm going to say this is a good 7 for the foam and 7 for the hand wash. I'm going to put a link in the description box below if you'd like to try this particular shampoo out for yourself. I'll put the link on Amazon where I got it from. And as always, I will see you guys on the next video.